Hey guys, quick before the video starts, I'm going to start doing these new tabs to where you can just pick where you want to go from the very beginning of the video, or you can click the TRC button at the top left hand corner of the video to come back to this screen to pick which category you want to go to.
The HP Split X2 is a great laptop. I've actually owned two of them, but the first one I received was the first model of the X2 series, which had an i3 processor, but it had major software issues and had to be returned for the one you're looking at now. So let's dive into this and get some close-up shots. Alright, so here's the HP logo. It's nice. It kind of looks like what Apple's trying to do now with just the circle in the middle, and it doesn't light up or anything. But this is actually one of the complaints I've had with this laptop so far. So if you see right here, and right here, this is one of my only complaints really with this laptop, is this logo emblem on the front. It's just poorly glued on. There's just a slight embezzlement on this on the laptop cover itself, and these chrome bits are just glued in. And right here, this H, the H part popped open. Actually, I wasn't prying at it with my fingernail or anything, but it just popped open, and you can kind of see my very crude and poor super glue job there. But that popped out, and I kept getting caught in my laptop case, and that's kind of irritating, but it's just a little flaw. So as we look around the laptop, we obviously, this is the back of the laptop, and it has a very unique design for how the laptop sits in it. On the back right here, where the tablet rests, is these two sticky pads on the left and the right, and there's a headphone jack right there. And on this side is where you can access your micro SD cards. On the left side, when you're looking at it, there's one USB port and an auxiliary cable right there. And right here is an SD card, which has a micro SD card adapter in it at the moment. And on the top is your volume rocker, which is kind of neat and kind of not. We'll go over that later. And the front has this piece right here across the front. I'm not exactly sure why it's not a whole piece. It might be the antenna for the Wi-Fi, I don't know. This could be plastic and this could be metal. And as we move over, the power buttons on this side. Now the power buttons are not the same kind of metal. This is plastic right here, and so is the volume rocker. And we get over here to the label, Intel Core i5. This one has an i5 processor, like I said before. Now I move to the bottom of the laptop, and it's just got some writing that doesn't really matter. And you have your sticky pads right here, one in each corner. Forgot to cover the right side of the laptop when you're looking at it. This is where you insert your power cable, HDMI, and a USB, which currently has a micro USB or a USB for my mouse. Let me go back underneath. And along the bottom front portion, there's a pad right here, and there's 4 screws along the bottom that are closest to you when you're looking at it. There are 4 along the bottom. Okay, so now let's open up the laptop and look at the keyboard. One very unique thing about the Split X2 is how you open it. Now you can open it like a conventional laptop, and you just do like this, and the bottom piece just folds open like that. Or how I prefer to open it is, since this back portion right here is stationary with the tablet portion, which is the top portion, which is what your screen is. That is what bends, and it's hinged to the bottom. So if we take it and we put it on its backside like this, the keyboard folds down easier than it would you pushing up the screen. Okay, so as you see right below the Windows button is this little oval sliding button. So you move that to the left, and that unlocks the tablet so you can take it off. So I just grab the screen, and the tablet comes off nice and easy. Okay, so this is the underneath portion of the tablet. On the very left hand side we have a insert for a micro SD card, and this is a one of two slots for where the tablet sits with the laptop. And then this is the port this is where the battery life is transferred, and how your USBs connect to your tablet portion and your HDMI and everything else in your power. And then here's another slot that holds the laptop in place. And then there's a power slot. That way you can charge it without having the docking station, which is the keyboard, and an auxiliary cable in case you don't have the keyboard. You can plug in your headphones directly. So now these slots are unique to the keyboard, and let's take a closer look at the keyboard. So as we saw on the tablet earlier, we saw those slots, the three slots, and the one in the middle, this is where this is a pin that connects into the tablet that transfers power data from your USB and your SD cards and your HDMI cable. And these are metal. These are metal tabs, basically, that insert into the tablet. Now, one thing is that I don't know why it's like this, but once you take the tablet portion off of the keyboard's docking station, you can't move this. It doesn't move anymore. It almost like locks up. So you can't move this down. So if you're looking at it from a side view, it has this sticking down, which if you want to put it in something like a bag or something like that of the sort, it's not going to fit in there smoothly since it has this bump as it was if you had the tablet on and you closed it. Now, getting a closer look at the keyboard here, we have your mouse pad, which is there's no separate buttons for right and left. It's just you click on the right side and you click on the left side, and it has a swipe feature so you can swipe up and down and left to right. One feature that could be different on some other laptops is the arrow keys. The up and down arrow key are built into one. They're two separate tiny keys, and personally I like a key separate for down and up, but that's not a huge problem. This is not a backlight keyboard, not a backlit keyboard. This is just regular printed on keys. The only light that you really get are your caps lock and your airplane mode, which is your Wi-Fi basically. And the tablet also has, we'll get a closer look on this keyboard for the detachment system for the tablet. So I'm holding it upside down so you can see it more clearly. That you just take this. It's originally like this when the tablet's in there, and you move it that way, which releases it. That's what it looks like sitting by itself. And it's got the little split X2 logo right there. Okay, so this is my number one gripe with this laptop. For some reason, when you have the screen tilted all the way back, this right corner does not touch the table at all. There, you can slide a couple sheets of paper underneath there, and it won't even touch that pad. It will touch it back here, it won't touch it up here. I can slide it all the way under. That is the #1 complaint with that right now. But if you take the screen and you tilt it forward, it touches. So, but the thing is, people are not going to use their computer at this angle, especially when it's on their lap. That's not going to happen. People are going to want to use it as far back as possible because it's limited like that by itself right now. It can't bend that far back. Other laptops the screens can bend further backwards. So it doesn't touch. But what's really weird is that you can take the tablet off and it touches. So my suspicion is that the tablet portion, the battery is somewhere in the top of the portion of your screen because it's pulling back that way and not letting the laptop touch the ground like that. And I've contacted HP support, and they don't want to replace it. They don't want to do that. So I'm stuck with a laptop that can't sit on a table straight. If you're wondering where the speaker is, it's right along the bottom. It seems to be made of some sort of plastic mesh material. It runs along the bottom of the entire tablet on the front. It's not matched on the top, but it is around the same width. I'll try to get a close-up view for you so you can actually see the texture I'm explaining. So there's that texture along with the Windows button right there. There's a couple of things I might have missed earlier that I wanted to touch on. One thing is that the speaker in the front, all your speakers are in the front. They're right here. So when you lift up this key, when you lift it up, there's a speaker underneath, right? But when you put it down back on the dock, most of it's covered up by this bottom slit. Okay, another thing I want to touch on is some of the build quality. Overall, it's really nice, but there are some things I nitpick about, but that's what a review is for. So right here where the keyboard dock is, where your tablet meets the keyboard, is this piece bends all around. But this faceplate on top, I'm pretty sure this is plastic, but you can see that right here I'm pressing with my thumb and it's going in a little bit. I mean, it's just not, I don't know, it's just not glued on. Like, I can get my finger under here and just pull back on it. It looks like plastic. It doesn't clip down all the way. It's just, I don't know, I don't like that. Like, that should be flat down. If you're paying $800, I expect, not for a laptop to fall apart in your hands, you know? Or that you can pick at like this and just pop open. I don't like that about that at all. The same goes for on this side as well. It's just these edges. I don't know what's up. I promise, I haven't dropped this laptop on its side or anything. But like right here, you can see where it meets, these two pieces of plastic meet, they're kind of separated. And if I just take it, I can squeeze them together. And I can fit my nail inside of there. I can peel it back. Same thing goes for here. You just push down, it comes apart a little bit, you know? That kind of stuff just kind of bugs me. Overall, the HP Split X2 is a great laptop. Now let's go over some pros and cons. So the first pro, obviously, is that it is a 2-in-1 computer. Now, it obviously splits apart, which I really like, because that's what I was looking for when I was buying a laptop. I kind of really wanted a tablet too. So this is the convenience and the best of both worlds. And it doesn't lack in either one. Second one, it has a powerful processor. This processor enables me to use programs like Photoshop right now. Third, it looks nice. Overall, I'm happy with the design. Some little bits of it can be fixed. I mean, this was one of the first models that came out, but overall it looks generally nice. And the fourth pro that I like with this is that it's an actual laptop. Now when I say it's an actual laptop, you're like, of course it is. has a keyboard and has a screen. Well, I'm comparing this notebook basically to other notebooks, and I'm comparing it to the Surface Pro. Now they're on the same price range, and the Surface Pro says in their commercial.
Okay, so I'm not hating on Microsoft here. I'm just gonna show you a quick comparison, like in their commercial, what they say, like the tablet that can replace your laptop. Okay, you can do this with any tablet because you can buy a pen for your tablet and write. So you can do that with the X2. Adjustable kickstand is cool since the HP X2 has its limitations and how far it can bend backward, which is really nice, which is what I like about the Surface Pro, which is really nice. Okay, right here. It's on a table. It has a kickstand. It's a keyboard. It looks like a laptop, but we need to think about this for a second. Laptop. It has two words in it, lap and top. It goes on your lap. This goes on a table. See the difference? I don't think this can replace your laptop since it can't sit on your lap without having a piece of cardboard or something underneath of it. Yes, I am nitpicking again, but I'm just saying the HP Split X2 serves as more of a laptop than this floppy keyboard with a tablet connected to it does, and it runs Windows 8.1.
Now let's move over to the cons. First con is that it is heavy. It's a hefty computer for only having everything in a screen, but the battery weighs a lot too, so it's generally heavy. Second is the mouse disappears sometimes. This is a weird problem. I don't know if this is just for me, but when I'm using the computer with the mouse pad especially, the mouse just like the cursor on the screen just disappears. And there's a simple fix for this. You just tap your screen with your finger, and the cursor should reappear. But that's just something that really bugs me. Uh, this computer comes in two separate pieces. Now, I knew this when I was going in to buy, but there are other products out there that bend and not come into two separate pieces, like the Yoga. Fourth, the programs run slow on sleep mode. So if you keep this computer on sleep mode, and for like a couple hours and you come back to it, programs will start running a little slow, but you just have to restart your computer, which is not a big deal, but on a normal laptop you wouldn't have to do that, so that's one thing I don't like about this. And the last con is that this battery life is low. And when I say low, I mean like you put this in your laptop bag on sleep mode and you come back in a day or two, if you didn't charge it, if you forgot to charge it, your laptop will be dead. You cannot turn it on.
Okay, so we're at HP.com and we're looking at detachable PCs, which is an interesting name for the HP Split X2 because that's exactly what it is. It's a detachable PC. It's not exactly a tablet because it doesn't run tablet software like Android and Apple with the iOS software, but it is a tablet nonetheless. But detachable PC works as well as a name. So we're going to go over here and look at some of the specs. And I have the Split X2 Ultrabook and the Split X2 pulled up for comparison. That way you can see what is what. They're pretty similar. I originally owned the regular X2, but now I have the Ultrabook, which was what you saw earlier. So obviously it's Windows 8.1. Now you have the option of getting a i3 or an i5 with it. That's just gonna bump up the price when you get the i5. But you also have that option with the regular X2. The design, that doesn't exactly matter, even though I said one of the pros is it looks nice. The display this is interesting that it has the same kind of back display, the backlit display, but you can choose from two different resolutions. You can choose 1920 by 1080 resolution on the X2, uh, what is it, the Ultrabook X2. I'm not sure which one I have. I believe it's the uh, 1080 one that I have. The size and weight, there's your dimensions. Uh, It weighs around 5 pounds, 4.56 pounds to be exact. Storage, it has 128 gigabyte. It's a solid state hard drive, which is really nice, but unfortunately, 128 is not a lot of memory. It says it has 500 gigabyte hard drive disk space in the keyboard dock, which is nice. That goes for both laptops, for the regular and the Ultrabook. They both have the solid state and they both have the 500. The audio, they have the special Beats audio. Ooh, uh, to be honest, I don't notice any difference when I'm listening to that versus another person's laptop or whatever, because I usually use my headphones and that doesn't really matter because I really don't listen to my laptop with the speakers. I always use headphones. Cameras, it only has a front-facing camera for those epic wide shot selfies that you take with your friends or just by yourself. Graphics, it has the Intel 4200. They're both the same, which it's okay graphics. It's not amazing. Memory 4 gigabyte versus 4, but up to 8. It's weird. The regular gets up to 8, but that the other, the more expensive one only gets 4. Maybe that's a typo on HP's part, but I would think that the Ultrabook gets up to 8 as well. Ports, we're gonna go over this. It has a micro SD card reader, the audio jack, an SD card reader, uh, two USB, which are 3.0, an HDMI port, and an audio jack, which I already said audio jack. Um, which this is probably saying that, oh, okay, dock tablet. There you go, dock and tablet. I was just reading nonsensically. Connectivity, Bluetooth 4.0. They both have that. Intel WiDi. I have no idea what that is. Optional, it has WAN. I don't know what that is either. I don't know what that is. Inputs, it has a touchscreen, obviously, it's a tablet, and it has a full-size island-style keyboard and clip pad. It has a multi-touch gesture, so you can like a smartphone, you can use two fingers, pinch to zoom. You can do that with it. So is the HP Split X2 right for you? Well, if you want a laptop tablet hybrid that you don't mind having it being a little bigger as the actual size of a laptop that has a 13-inch screen, if you can handle a 13-inch screen tablet in comparison to like a regular like 9 to 10-inch tablet like an iPad, if you can handle that 13-inch, you'll be okay. Like if it can get a little bulky at times, but it's still nice. Like you could put two iPads right next to each other and it would be as big as a screen, like vertically almost. That's how big this screen is. And if you need something with a little bit of processing power, this is a really good if you want to get it with the i5. Again, I use programs like Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator and Muse. So it's perfect for that on the go, and it actually is a functional laptop that has USB ports on it. So it acts just like a laptop when you need it to, but when you want it to act like a tablet, it can do it. Do I think the HP Split X2 is worth what I bought it for? I would say no. I mean, I always want to pay less, doesn't everybody? But $800 is a lot, and you can of course get just as good of a computer, if not better, like with an i7 processor and a bigger hard drive and memory and all that good stuff, probably for the same price or more or less, I should say. But of course, all your processing power, everything is in the screen itself, the tablet portion, which is a lot for that size of a tablet or a laptop. So that's it's good in that matter. All right, guys, this has been that review channel with the review of the HP Split X2 Ultrabook. Please leave any comments down below about my review. I would really appreciate the feedback. I always love the feedback, whether it be negative or positive, but try to keep it positive. I'm new to all of this, so please help me as much as possible. That way I can make future videos even better. Thanks, guys.